Sorry, Johnny, it's 8:24 a.m. April 25th. So, like I've been saying, there's Nazis in America and outside of America. Another one of these people's tactics, as these people are also sexual oppressors and sexual offenders, is that they run these covert dehumanization campaigns. And what they do is they peddle slander and manufactured nonsense, and they try to dehumanize their victims. The reason they do this is they try to dehumanize their victims to make their crimes look acceptable on them. Kind of like they used to do the people of African descent and try to make slavery look acceptable, kind of like they did to Jewish people in the Holocaust in order to make the extermination of them look acceptable. So what these people are doing is they commit sexual violence on disabled people, they run slavery rings and sexual slavery rings on disabled people, and commit severe crimes, fire WMDs at them for entertainment. And part of the way they're getting away with this is they've been running these dehumanization campaigns. So they try to make the disabled people of their crimes look less than human, like beasts of burden, look like monsters, program people, what have you, mindless drones. And they run these dehumanization campaigns so that then they can get away with severe crimes they commit and perpetuate their cycles of violence, sexual violence, and more. So they have these covert communication platforms and these covert methods of slander that they run these dehumanization campaigns on. And that's what they are also doing to victims of their sexual violence and their sexual slavery rings and their slavery rings. So they dehumanize their victims of sexual violence, slavery, attempts of murder, and more to then make their crimes look okay and make it look acceptable. And then they also do it so they can continue and perpetuate their crimes and continue them. That's one of the ways these guys aren't in prison is there's some fucking morons in America with criminal negligence who can't recognize these dehumanization campaigns and these tactics of oppressors. So they actually even think sometimes these people are justified and actually think their crimes are acceptable because they're uneducated, some of these guys, and have criminal negligence and don't even recognize that they've been psychologically hijacked and fell for a dehumanization campaign. Some of these idiots, there may be some in law enforcement and other idiots. I'm not sure who all these idiots are with criminal negligence, but a lot of them fell for their dehumanization campaigns and actually were actually allowing for rape-like violence and sexual slavery to occur on me because they fell for some story I was programmed and some God knows what else they fell for, but they fell for a dehumanization campaign and were actually allowing people to fire WMDs at me and stick various devices in my brain, heart, lungs, and genitals. So we have a lot of morons in America pretending to be investigators. Some of them pretend to be the Illuminati. And then there's other morons involved with this who are falling for these dehumanization campaigns. Some of them are parents pretending to be educated but aren't. And and their children too. But they fell for this dehumanization campaign and then allowed and they used it to try to make crime so severe Gandhi would kill someone look acceptable and even tried to make stealing trillions of dollars from me look acceptable. So that's a piece of this too. So a lot of these Nazis are running these dehumanization campaigns. They're also running these propaganda campaigns to promote their pseudoscience that they then use to run these that they use to aid them in these dehumanization campaigns. They're using their pseudoscience as well, not only to dehumanize people but to peddle propaganda and coarse murder and crime on innocent people. So that's another piece of this. They're also using it to promote their pseudoscience as well. So their pseudoscience and their tech is a piece of their dehumanization campaigns. They use their science to manipulate people to aid them in selling these less than human ideas. So that's a piece of this. I'd look into that too. Look for people showing you tech that reads neurophysiological cues, mind outputs, telepathy. They use that tech as a tool for manipulation, as I've been saying for years. And part of that manipulation also involves dehumanizing the victims of their sexual violence and their sexual crimes, dehumanizing the victims of their theft, dehumanizing the victims of their repeated violent acts with WMDs, implantation weapons, radiation weapons, neurophysiological weapons. It's in my document about these anti-humans seeking to rape mankind of their free will. But this is key as well. So spread the word if you know who these piece of shit human beings are with no respect for human life are, and spread the word. They're running propaganda campaigns, financing and promoting terrorism, sexual slavery of disabled people, slavery of disabled people. They're financing abuse campaigns and abuse circles, where they gather as a community on computers and neurophysiologically torture disabled people for entertainment and for rich people entertainment, and so they can feel hard. Yeah, it's really scary. So yeah, spread the word if you know who these people are running around pretending to be the Illuminati with a bunch of stolen money that isn't theirs. Those are key players in these dehumanization campaigns. They're also running around with a lot of stolen IP from me, pretending to be the Illuminati and pretending my thoughts, ideas, music, and data are theirs. Those are key players involved with financing these dehumanization campaigns, financing slander and propaganda campaigns, financing and promoting this pseudoscience, and also financing and promoting unprofessionalism and reinforcing unprofessionalism. I mean, people are so unprofessional in America these days and so negligent, they didn't even recognize a dehumanization campaign. They actually thought it was a programmed drone. And they actually thought people firing WMDs at me for entertainment was acceptable because they fell for slander in their propaganda machine. That's how negligent the people are in America and outside of America. So that's a piece of this.